Hey everyone, today I'm going to be covering assignment 1.4, the professional presentation analysis assignment. First, I'm going to be going over the instructions, and then I'm going to be getting into some student examples just to show you some formatting, how visual elements are incorporated into the assignment, the required elements of the assignment, and then going over two different versions, both done in a Word format and then also done in a slideshow format, so you can see the different ways that this assignment can be done. So first, let's take a look at the assignment instructions. And as you can see here, the assignment instructions say, research and watch a minimum of 3 different TED Talks from TED.com to answer the following questions. So what you're going to do is you're going to visit TED.com, which I'll show you a quick example of that right here. So when you visit TED.com, you'll see that there are ways you can either search for different TED Talks, or you can scroll down here and you can see the most popular ones, or you can also see them done by subject, but you can watch any 3 TED Talks that you want. So they can be on very vast different topics, they can all be on the same topic, they can be within the industry that you're studying or outside of the industry that you're studying. Doesn't really matter, you can watch whatever you would like. So you want to visit TED.com, watch at least 3 of these TED Talks here. They're usually between about 7 minutes and 20 minutes long, depending upon the topic that you choose, but they're all over the place and there's hundreds of them that you can choose as well. So choose those 3 TED Talks. You want to watch those TED Talks and take notes on them, because what you're going to be providing for this assignment is a few different requirements. So first is going to be watching those TED Talks and then writing an in-depth analysis for each one of them. And when we talk about analysis, we're talking about analyzing the actual execution of the TED Talk rather than giving a summary. So you don't want to give a summary of the TED Talk. And then you'll use these prompts right here to kind of formulate your analysis. So talking about why was this presentation powerful or moving? Why did you like this presentation? Maybe why didn't you like the presentation? Of all of the presentations that you're going to watch, you don't have to love every single one of them. Maybe you get through one of them and you think, wow, that wasn't really something that I really liked, or there was some things about it that you didn't like. You can discuss that as well. So you don't have to love every single one of the TED Talks that you watch. So like I said, first you're going to be starting off by watching the TED Talks, and then you're going to be writing an in-depth analysis for each one of them. When it comes to length requirement for the in-depth analysis, I highly recommend it being between 3 to 5 full paragraphs in length, using that as kind of a starting point for the analysis. The second part of the instructions look like this, and step 2 here says create a document for this assignment including supporting visual imagery. So what you're going to want to do for each one of the TED Talks that you choose, along with your analysis, you're going to be providing at least one visual element to support it. This can be a screenshot, this can be a visual element that you think represents that TED Talk. Some sort of visual representation of the TED Talk is what you're going to want to provide. And then finally, for step 3, you're going to conclude your assignment with your own list of 10 qualities, techniques, or presentation skills that have made the presentation you watched inspiring, captivating, creative, and effective. So some examples of this would be, for example, if the person used a chart or graph in their presentation, one of your elements would be, you could say, the presenter from this TED Talk used a chart to represent the amount of drought in California. This allowed the audience to see a visual representation of the drought, which made it more impactful, which made the information more impactful for the audience. That's something that you could say. You don't want to list out 10 qualities and just list them in bullet points like visual elements, eye contact, emotional storytelling, using hand gestures. You don't want to just list those out. You actually want to have an explanation as to why you chose each one of them. So if you choose eye contact, why did the audience get something out of the speaker having eye contact with them? You want to explain that. If the speaker used humor in their presentation, why do you think that humor enhanced the presentation, or what do you think that using humor brought to that presentation? So those are the second page of the instructions. So now I want to show you just a couple of ways that you can go about formatting this assignment. The first one I want to show here is using a Word document to do this assignment. So this is the third part of this individual's assignment, and as you can see here, I'm just taking a part of it, but as you can see here, for formatting purposes, the student provided a visual element, so they provided a screenshot of the TED Talk, they provided an in-depth analysis, as you can see here, and then at the end of their presentation, they chose 10 elements, and like you can, as I said before, this is just a portion of their presentation, so there are more elements that they chose. But they chose these elements here and provided explanations for each one of them. Now remember, you're going to be choosing 3 TED Talks, so this right here is just a snippet of this person's assignment. Next, I want to show you a slideshow type of assignment that another student has done. So this assignment here was done in PowerPoint, but as you can see here, it's a PDF. They submitted it as a PDF. But for each one of the TED Talks that they chose, they have a visual element of, for example, Sir Ken Robinson here on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, they had their in-depth analysis to go along with it. And as you can see throughout their entire presentation, they have many different visual elements to represent the TED Talk that they chose. And then with the same assignment, this student chose to represent their 10 elements this way. So this was a creative way of choosing their 10 elements, and as I said before, this is just a snippet of this student's assignment, so it's not showing all 10 of them, but just a handful of them. And so when they chose confidence or empathy, they actually provided an in-depth explanation as to why they believe that these different elements, or as they called them, core skills, were important to this person's presentation, and why they chose each one of them. So this is one way that you could go about doing your 10 qualities or techniques for this assignment. So that concludes this video tutorial on how to complete assignment 1.4. If you have any questions, please let me know and I can help you out. But please just make sure that you're including an in-depth analysis for at least 3 TED Talks, so 3 separate in-depth analyses. You're providing at least 1 visual element for each one of the TED Talks that you choose, and then you're providing a list of 10 qualities or techniques that you believe enhance a presentation, and you're providing explanations for each one of them. These are the 3 main elements that you're going to need for this assignment.